there's one relationship that you have to maintain, and that's the one with you.
If you want to change a relationship, the number one thing you have to do is master your own emotions. If you don't do that, forget it. There's no hope. And what's wonderful though is it's easy to do if you know how, but none of us have been taught really emotional leadership. Emotional management is the very minimum, much less how to direct and shape ourselves. I don't mean faking your emotions. I don't mean pushing them down. I don't believe in positive thinking, although you may think that from watching, some of the media coverage.
If you're not loving you, if you're not taking care of you, everything and everybody is second to you taking care of you. When you have bad relationships, and when things go wrong, which they always will. It's like, me and Jada be going at it, me and my kids, there's heavy debates around things a lot. But first and foremost, when you are steady and calm in yourself, it makes it easier to manage the insanity that other people are going to bring to you. Because as soon as somebody else is off the hook, if you respond to off the hook with off the hook, the relationship's done. Yeah. So it's like taking care of you, centering yourself. The airline's got it right. Put your mask on first before attempting to assist others.
Okay.
I'm very clear that I believe that life is about leadership and being truthful to yourself. And so I believe, number one, that the mandate for any great relationship and the mandate for anybody to lead their own life and not be a follower is you got to see things as they are, but not worse than they are. Because that's where most people go. That's where they go in relationship. That's why they start to tear it down. That's why the relationship starts to break down, because people get scared when it isn't working out, and then they make it worse than it is so they don't have to try. Because they don't want to try again and be disappointed. They don't want to feel that sense of rejection. They don't want to feel that sense of failure.
The reality is any human being that has a power position, they're gonna look out for themselves. And you can't begrudge somebody that. It's like people are fearful and people are desirous of things for themselves. So when people have a power base, like you take care of yourself and you take care of your own. So the question becomes, how can we share? Right? And it's always going to be difficult for somebody when sharing means they have to have less. For you, if sharing means you're going to get more, sharing's a good thing. But when you asking somebody to share and they're going to have less, that's difficult. You got to expect there's going to be you're trying to appeal to people's deeper human kindness and their altruism. And it's really difficult to do that if you're going to snatch it and grab it away from them. You see it with kids all the time. Share with your friends. Like, well, if you snatching it from them, telling them to share with their friends, that's not going to go well, right? So for me, Jada and I debate all the time on the way that you have to open people up to sharing things that they've either acquired gracefully or stolen. Either way they get them, they consider them theirs.
So I'm not into positive thinking, but I am into intelligence. And intelligence says, see it as it is, don't make it worse than it is. I mean, people all the time say, my problem is I'm big bone. No, you're freaking fat. Tell the truth. What is this big bone story? The only way it gets better is if you can see it as it is. Don't make it worse than it is. Don't try to make it so it's impossible to change. That's not true. It's not true at all.
We've been through it, and we still go through it every day. And it's almost like our relationship is less about constant joy and more about constant expansion, right? We are grinding each other and demanding that we be the greatest versions of ourselves for each other, for our family, and for the world. So it's like there's, you can hear there's a fire in her voice because it's work. It's like we demand that each other find the most beautiful and most powerful versions of ourselves, and we go at each other a little bit.
Yeah.
The second mandate, I think, to changing anything in your life, to leading your life, is once you see it as it is, not worse than it is, then you got to see it better than it is. Because that's the thing that's missing from most relationships. There's no vision. Without a vision, in the Bible it says people what? Perish. And when a relationship has no vision for greater than where they are, that relationship is going downhill, if not destroyed. I believe that every relationship, every part of life, every part of a human being needs a compelling future. If the future's not more compelling than today, today could be tough, but if the future's compelling, we can get there. And that's what every leader does. And every one of you in this room, and I know some of you are here, I guess, from the general public as well, just for your own relationship, I really acknowledge you for it. But I know that you're from the military here, I know the therapists here, people from all walks of life, you're all leaders. What's your job? To lead. Your job is to help people see it as it is, not worse than it is. What's your job? Help them create a compelling future. See it better than it is, so there's a reason to give my all again. Otherwise, there's just no juice. There's no energy. Why? They'll go through the motions, complain with each other, not really believe it's going to work, and nothing will change.